Happy Hump Day and welcome into another edition of Oregon Sports Report. Buckle up for a 30-minute sports safari. Now, it's hard to believe, but we are only 10 days from game day, and the Ducks are holding their final practices of training camp before they transition to game preps for Bowling Green. The biggest emphasis since Mario Cristobal took over has been discipline, both on and off the field. As far as penalties go, there has been marked improvement according to Coach Cristobal. It was even one area he was pleased with after last Saturday's scrimmage.
Discipline is not only, refraining from doing something you want to do, it's also doing something that you're supposed to do when you don't really want to do it. There's still enough showing up where you still have to continue to work, and I guess you never stop working it, but the attention to detail and all the little things that we do from the way we tuck in our shirts when we go out of practice. And you see all our coaches, we have our shorts almost pulled up to our chest, right? You hear the fresh tuck, right? Gloves on, making sure equipment, knee pads over your knees. It's just a way of life is what we're trying to establish that should and must carry over to the way we play.
In today's situational scrimmage, Coach Cristobal said there was progress on the depth chart and some guys are pushing ahead of the rest, but he did not give specifics when asked who. Oregon State football departed Corvallis for Central Oregon today. Jonathan Smith keeps the now annual tradition alive with a summer trip to Bend, Oregon. Oregon State spent the day rolling strikes in the bowling alley, more specifically Sun Mountain Fun Center in Bend for a team building exercise. In 10 days, they'll be squaring off with traditional powerhouse Ohio State. It's a challenge the guys are up for.
That's exciting. Us and the guys, we're excited to take on the challenge. We're ready to go.
The coaches, brought us up here to, recreate what would be like a game weekend. You know what I mean? So we're kind of doing our pregame rituals and stuff like that, getting all that stuff ready right now. So that way, when we go to Ohio, it's going to be, no different.
Oregon State is scrimmaging at Summit High School tomorrow at noon. That practice is open to the public. Ohio State head coach Urban Meyer won't be on the sidelines when the Beavers square off against the Buckeyes in Week 1. University announced tonight Meyer will be suspended for the first 3 games of the 2018 season for mishandling a domestic abuse case involving a former assistant of his, Zach Smith. The university's decision comes after a 2-week investigation and a meeting with the Board of Trustees that lasted several hours.
I'm fully aware that I'm ultimately responsible for the situation that has harmed the university as a whole and our Department of Athletics and our football program. I want to apologize to Buckeye Nation. I followed my heart, not my head. I fell short in pursuing full information because at each juncture, I gave Zach Smith the benefit of the doubt. And I am sorry for that.
Meyer will officially be able to coach the team again when the Buckeyes host Tulane in late September. We're only a week and a half away from the official kickoff to high school football throughout our state. But this season will be different for fans, coaches, and players alike. One of the most notable changes to high school football, the shuffling of conferences. And that shuffling means some former rivals, like North and South Eugene, will reignite their rivalry. Our own Travis Tyke reports.
Sit on me, there you go. For the first time since the year 2000, North and South Eugene football will take to the gridiron in a conference game. There was a time when North vs. South was one of the most notable high school rivalries in our area, but that dissolved. Over time, conferences have been rebuilt and reconstructed. But now as South moves down from 6A to 5A, the rivalry reignites. South Eugene head coach Kevin Leonard says it's exactly the kind of excitement both programs need entering 2018.
You want the fan base to come back out, the communities to come back out. It's an old-fashioned rivalry, and we hope to renew some energy within the Eugene, Springfield area, and I hope that we're positive in that nature as well.
However, for some, the rivalry cuts a little deeper. Meet Jahi and Anu Richardson, 2 cousins who will be on opposite sidelines come game day.
We've been growing up together since we were small, and then he's going to be over at North Eugene, and it's going to be the first time in a long time for a Civil War. So I'm excited for that event to take place, shaking hands with my cousin, going at a hard battle. So yeah, it's that's why I'm excited for that game.
Yeah, we've been talking trash. We played together in middle school, and then I moved up here. So we've always wanted to go get at each other and see what this has been like. So it's really a family rivalry going on, and even an in-city rivalry. Both programs are looking pretty good, and just want to see them go at it.
Reporting in Eugene, I'm Travis Tight.
To put some perspective on just how long it's been since the two teams have met, the Richardson boys were just born when North and South last played. That game kicks off October 5th. Covering Oregon softball now, head coach Melissa Lombardi filled the final spot on her coaching staff today after adding Megan Langenfeld as an assistant coach. Langenfeld won a national championship for UCLA as a player back in 2010. She spent last season as the pitching coach at UC Riverside. During last season, she helped the Highlanders to 15 shutouts and a no-hitter. Langenfeld joins fellow assistant Justin Schultz and volunteer assistant Sierra Romero on Lombardi's first staff at Oregon. And here on Oregon Sports Report, we want to remind you to try and exercise every single day. Here we have kids sports athletes playing soccer into the sunset during the summertime. Boys and girls having a blast on the pitch throughout the season. Huddle up, staying active. One of the best ways to stay healthy, get out and play, people. Still to come here on OSR, once again, we go back in time. The Gang Green Machine facing one of the best teams in the nation in Washington at Autzen Stadium in 1994. We take you back to the sights and sounds of what turned out to be a monumental day in Oregon history.
Let's face it, they're the Huskies. They've been killing us for the last few years. It's time that we take the fight to them, I think.
That rival is, just as big, I think, as Oregon State. Nobody likes the Huskies that's an Oregon fan.
We continue to turn back the clock to that iconic 1994 Oregon football season here on OSR. The Ducks entered Week 9 against the Huskies with momentum. However, they were still an unlikely underdog. In Part 3 of this 4-part series, we take you through the moments that catapulted Oregon football to new heights.
We weren't doing a lot of big drives against Washington, so yeah, I mean that was a drive that most Oregon fans won't forget either.
They're going to force Oregon to try to return this ball. Down right there. Yep, that was a good play. A good play to pin him deep instead of being satisfied with the ball at the 20. Patrick Johnson slips at the 2. O'Neal to throw the deep out. He's got Ricketts and he has some room to run. And he is down at the 38-yard line. Russell Hairston and Lawyer Malloy, but that is a big, big play. Here comes the blitz. The out pattern, caught by Patrick Johnson first down at the midfield stripe. Comes the blitz again. Here's Ricketts. And he's moving upfield. He's not to be stopped. First down at the Husky 29. Reggie Reeser and Malloy again, but Ricketts showing some strength. O'Neal with a half roll, and now he'll keep it. He's got a chance for the first down, and a great effort. He might have it with a second effort. They stretch him out, and it is a first down. Here come the Huskies on the blitz. There goes Whittle into the secondary. He was almost free for a touchdown. Ink Aliaga tripped him up, or it would have been 6. Russell Hairston then fell on Whittle. They'll give it to the fullback, Dwayne Jones. Dwayne Jones rumbling. Dwayne Jones to the goal line and scores!
How does that make you feel after, you've taken a lot of flack in your years?
It's about time
not be able to do that.
I hope it tells everybody to shut up and get off my back, quite frankly. But it's just great. I mean, I haven't done it for 4 years since I've been here. And that wasn't just something the media made up and made it harsh on me. I mean, that's something I was upset about my whole career. I have not came from behind. I mean, I felt like I want to be a big-time player, and that's what big-time players do, and I've never done it. And I mean, it's great to finally do it.
I really am pleased for our team that we could take the ball 98 yards and take the lead, and then for our defense to make the play. And does Kenny Wheaton step up big or what? I mean, he's just an amazing football player for a redshirt freshman.
They just, maybe it was they didn't respect Kenny for him being a sophomore, not starting. But they paid the ultimate price.
Ewer, you're going to go back to throw the ball. Sets up, looks, throws toward the corner of the end zone. It is intercepted! Intercepted! The Ducks have the ball! Down to the 35, the 40. Kenny Wheaton's going to score! Kenny Wheaton is going to score! 20, the 10, touchdown! Kenny Wheaton on the interception! The most improbable finish to a football game!
When Kenny Wheaton picked that ball, it was pandemonium. I mean, our broadcast booth became just fans, and it was one of the greatest football moments for me here at Oregon.
I was almost yelling at Kenny to fall down when he intercepted it so we could just run the clock out. But when he made that cutback, boy, he had sheer determination on his mind when he cut back and took it to the middle of the field for the touch.
What was going through your mind heading down the sideline?
Touchdown, and thinking about running in the locker room and calling my mom.
Have you talked to her yet?
Yeah, I talked to her.
Did she watch you on TV?
Yeah, she watching it back home in Phoenix.
She live?
Huh? Yeah, she's okay. She knocked down a few trophies and stuff, but she's okay.
I don't know. I started crying when I came off the field. My mom was with me, and she was crying too. I couldn't believe it. I had chills going down my back. It was amazing. It was a lot of fun. Biggest win I've ever been involved with.
I blitzed off the corner, and I was trying to get into him. I didn't even see it, and I just see Kenny running down the field. Me and Alex just embraced Molden right there in the middle of the field and just watched him run.
It was definitely more than a Pac-10 win. It was it was something else. I never been so excited about football in that instant. But yeah, it was something special.
We've always believed in ourselves. We always said, yeah, we can do this, we can do that. But, until it really comes about, a big win like this, then you realize it, and now we're just going to go for it. It's a race to the roses.
What does that do for you guys? I mean, we're talking about now being smack dab in a Pac-10 Rose Bowl race when 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, people said you guys were a bunch of dogs.
Yeah, well, those people that are saying that we're a bunch of dogs are telling us how good we are right now. But we're not interested. I mean, we all believe in our hearts about what's in the future. But we know darn well that we got Zona coming up this week into our house, and they're undefeated in league, and we have to knock them off. That's all we're thinking about, but not past that.
How long do you get to enjoy this thing? Because it doesn't get any easier next week, and of course with all the emotion of this, I mean the worry is maybe emotional letdown against a team you want to beat.
Yeah, we can celebrate tonight, and then come tomorrow and Monday, we got to get back after it. Because I'm even thinking about Arizona right now, in the rest of the season. So this is a great win, and we can be excited for a little while, but we got to get back to business.
Well, tomorrow is the fourth and final part of our look back on the 94-95 season. Gang Green versus Desert Swarm in that Arizona match. We'll have it right here on Oregon Sports Report.